Thanks for tuning into this video. I'm your real estate agent, Stephen Young, and the purpose of today's video is to update you on the real estate market here in Durham region and how that can affect you. You may be unaware, but the last 6 months or so, the market has had increased activity. Unprecedented here in Durham region, and to put it bluntly, it's been scorching hot. And that has affected prices tremendously. In a few moments, I'm going to share the average prices across Durham region, including Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa, and Clarington, throughout the past 3 months. So historically, going back to 1990, real estate in our area increased by about 12% a year, when the average property was about $180,000. It's hard to believe, but in 1990, that's what a house in Durham was worth. Now last year, 2020, the average real estate property increased in value by 15.6% over a year. That's a great year. From $611,200 to $706,900, much greater than that 12% average. Now what is especially astonishing is that we had a good year in the midst of a brand new factor, a virus called COVID-19. You might have heard of it. In fact, most of 2020's gain occurred in the last 2 quarters, right in the middle of the quarantines, the employment lockdowns, the uncertainty. But if you went back in time and asked past Stephen what a worldwide pandemic would cause in our economy, I probably would have said it would be unfavorable, at least, similar to the effect it placed on our employment, which now is at its highest rates last year at 13.7%. So why the increase in price now? Well, no matter if it's real estate, stocks, toilet paper, the price of a good or service is determined by 2 factors, supply and demand. That's economics 101. So let's start the discussion about demand. Has demand increased? Well, if so, why? There are many quantifiable factors that gauge demand. 2 examples: population growth, both natural, immigration, and equity growth within the same population, creating that ability to purchase. So this purchasing power allows individuals the choice to purchase whatever they want, whether it be goods or services or investments. And one of those choices to invest is investing in real estate. Now I'm going to come back to this, but let's move on to the other factor determining price: supply. It's not like there's fewer properties in existence here in Durham region. In fact, our area has enjoyed some very explosive growth in the production of homes, especially in the north. The supply I want to focus on is not the number of homes, but the number of homes offered for sale. Consequently, the number of homes that are on the market. It is here where I believe we have the biggest factor and the greatest impact on price. I want to share a few stats with you so you have a reference point for today's market here in 2021. So from January of 1996 to February of 2015, that's over 20 years, each month through those 20 years had no less than 1,000 listings throughout Durham, save for one December. 1,000 listings per month inventory. Then, from November 2015 to March 2017, that's 17 months, inventory was under 1,000 properties for 17 consecutive months. So after 20 years of supply of 1,000 or more, we now have a seller's market for those 17 months where we had an inventory under 1,000. Now, during the 17 months included 3 consecutive months of under 400 listings. Between December 16 and February 2017, under 400 homes for sale all across Durham. So now, you may remember that surge in the marketplace before the correction happened in May of that year. So supply ruled once again afterwards. That is now until recently, when supply this past October 2020, inventory dropped to 905 homes. In November, it was 599, and in December, 286 homes, the lowest inventory on record. In all of Durham region, in December of last year, there were 286 homes for sale. That's it. So Stephen, let's move ahead. So let's go on to January. What happened in January? Okay, so this is where I take a little break. I'll show you how this data has affected property prices across the region, including last month, January 2021. Take a close look. Pause, rewind if you have to. I'll be here waiting for you. probably fell off your chair, and that's exactly why I stood up for this video. Properties increased in 1 month, last month, by $70,000 in Whitby, $82,000 in Oshawa, $98,000 in Pickering, $126,000 in Clarington, and a whopping $138,000 in Ajax last month. $138,000. That's $4,470 a day, every day throughout January. Now, I haven't checked or anything, but that's got to be a record. Now, if you're anything like me, you are probably thinking, so what happens next? Where is this going in the future, and can this continue? Well, in my opinion, this is just an opinion, my opinion. I don't think it can. I don't think it can be sustained. If it did, an average home by May would be over $1 million in Oshawa. It's not sustainable because eventually some homeowners are going to see these stats and they're going to see this as an opportunity to liquidate. So, going back to my talk about demand, there's something else I didn't mention that also affects the purchasing power, and that is interest rates. Not only is there equity in people to buy, but interest rates are also historically low. Just on Facebook today, one of my mortgage agent friends posted 1.39% 5-year fixed. 1.39%. That's almost free money. Some of you likely recall the early 1980s, where interest rates weren't 1.39%, but they were as high as 20%. 20%, 2-0. My father remembers this, and he tells me about it every time we have a holiday dinner. You see, when people decide to purchase a home, the question they ask is not, what price should I pay? The question they ask themselves is, how much can we afford? So here's an example. So let's say this couple can afford a mortgage payment of $3,000 a month. A couple that can afford $3,000. So now, that could be a $600,000 mortgage at 3.5%. Or it could be a $750,000 mortgage at 1.5%. It's the same cost per month, $3,000. But that's how interest rates can play a huge factor in demand. I see that happening in today's market. I'm recording this video on Valentine's Day in February 2021. And now, since I'm a full-time real estate agent and I'm a numbers guy, I keep my finger on the pulse of the market. And there is a sense that inventory is creeping up to meet the demand of this market. In fact, across Lake Ontario, from Pickering to Clarington, there were 365 new listings on MLS from February 8th to February 12th. That's just 5 days. And that doesn't include condos. So with more choices on the market, buyers can make discerning decisions. And although I believe multiple offers are going to continue for a while, I wouldn't be surprised that the amount of offers drops. But then again, who knows what the future is going to hold. Thank you very much for watching this video right to the end, and I promise to continue making more videos that not only inform, but they entertain. You might not know this, but subscribing is the greatest compliment you can give me, and although it costs nothing to you, it's priceless to me. So please subscribe. So thank you for subscribing and clicking the thumbs up video. Also, since my videos are time sensitive, clicking the bell will notify you when I upload a new video. My goal is 1,000 subscribers, so feel free to share this channel and video with anyone you think that will enjoy this content. And if you have any topics you want me to cover, comment down below and I'll make sure I respond to each and every one of you. My name is Stephen Young. Thank you for watching.